Welcome to the deep dive.
Hi there. Good to be diving in.
Yeah, today we're jumping straight into some sources you shared, all focused on, well, the UK's big push to attract global AI talent.
That's right. And our goal here is really to dig into the why behind it, the how, and what the potential impact might be. Why is the UK so focused on international AI minds right now?
Okay, so looking at the sources, the core reason seems, well, pretty clear. AI is seen as absolutely vital.
Vital, yeah. Not just for the economy, future growth, and all that, but national security, too.
Yeah.
It's fundamental.
And to lead in AI, you need top talent.
You do. And what the research points out is the UK seems to have a gap. It just doesn't produce enough homegrown AI PhDs to match its ambitions.
Right, a domestic shortfall. So the logical step is looking outward.
hmm And what's really interesting, I think, is this specific angle the sources highlight, focusing on researchers from places where academic freedom might be limited. Think Iran, Russia, China, maybe.
That's a key theme, this idea of the UK as a sort of sanctuary.
Exactly. The articles frame it not just as pragmatic talent acquisition, but there's this moral dimension, too, offering freedom to innovate. Soft power, perhaps.
Interesting angle. So how are they actually doing it? What are the tools the sources talk about?
Well, the main one that comes up again and again is the Global Talent Visa.
Okay.
And it's presented as more than just a standard visa. It's like a fast-tracked route specifically for people in fields like AI.
Fast-tracked and streamlined. What does that mean in practice? Just quicker.
Quicker, yeah, and supposedly less bureaucratic than, say, older visa routes.
Right.
The aim is smoothing the path for really top people.
Yeah.
And it seems to be having an effect.
Oh, yeah.
The reports suggest over 1,000 AI professionals came in via this route in just 2 years.
Wow. Okay. That's substantial. And the sources also mentioned the Technation visa system. That kind of paved the way.
It did, and that endorsement framework is being continued by the bodies that took over from TechNation. So it's still a key part of vetting tech talent, including AI specialists.
But it's not only about government visas, is it? I mean, universities seem crucial here, too.
Oh, absolutely. Places like Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial, Edinburgh, they're major players, according to the sources, actively recruiting, offering fellowships, collaborating internationally.
And you've got entities like the Alan Turing Institute, DeepMind. They're central, right?
Definitely. The sources highlight their role, especially with prestigious fellowships, in pulling in top international researchers and giving them, well, world-class places to work.
Okay, let's circle back to that geopolitical angle. Why specifically target researchers from countries with restrictions? What's the thinking there?
Well, if you connect the dots, these are often places where researchers might hit real walls. Travel bans, maybe difficulties publishing internationally, just general academic pressure.
So the UK offers an alternative, a safe harbor, almost, for their work. How does this position the UK versus, say, the US, also a huge magnet for talent?
That's a good question. The U.S. is obviously still massive, but the sources suggest the U.K. might be trying to carve out a slightly different niche post-Brexit, maybe seen as potentially more agile or less red tape for certain people, while still keeping strong ties to European research.
It makes it more real when you hear about individuals. The sources had some examples.
They did. Really brings it to life. There was Dr. Armin Rezai, an Iranian researcher in neurosymbolic AI that's combining different AI approaches. He faced restrictions, but now he's leading a UK project through a Turing Fellowship.
That's a concrete example of unlocking potential.
And another one, Professor Maria Petrova, a Russian mathematician. She relocated to Edinburgh and is quoted saying she felt intellectually reborn, just having that academic freedom.
Powerful stuff. But surely there are challenges. Criticisms. What do the sources say about the downsides?
Yeah, it's not all smooth sailing. One big concern raised is whether this intense focus on international talent might, take focus or funding away from building up the UK's own homegrown AI capacity.
That's a tricky balance, isn't it?
It really is. And then there's the brain drain argument, concerns about pulling talent from other countries. Though some sources counter that, saying diaspora researchers often keep links back home, maybe even contribute remotely.
And getting the visa is just step one, right? Integration must be tough.
Absolutely. The sources point to real barriers beyond the visa itself. Finding housing, sorting out childcare, getting foreign qualifications recognized. These practical things are still big hurdles. Needs more support, perhaps.
So looking forward, what's needed to keep this momentum going, according to the sources?
The main things seem to be keeping those visa routes efficient, continued investment in research infrastructure, the labs, the computing power, and Critically, making sure people feel genuinely welcome and integrated when they arrive. It's not just about getting them here.
Right. So for you, the listener, as you think about all this, how does this mix of global instability and these very targeted UK policies really position the country? It looks like a promising AI hub, but clearly there are challenges too.
And maybe think about what that means for global innovation in AI. Does concentrating talent like this speed things up overall? Or does it risk creating bigger imbalances between countries? Lots to consider.
Definitely food for thought. Okay, that wraps up this deep dive. Thanks for exploring this with us.
Thank you. Goodbye for